What's going on with y'all today, man? We back with a new video. Today I wanted to talk about weed addiction. Is weed a problem? And first, before I start off this video, no, I don't have no problem with weed. This is not no anti-weed video. Most of my friends smoke and I smoke occasionally also. So this is not no anti-weed video. But I do think that this is a topic that needs to be addressed because I feel like with black people, especially like younger black people, like teenagers to like young adults, well, even older people too. Like I feel like we're very dependent on weed. Like people be smoking when they first wake up. They smoke before they go to work. They want to smoke after they eat. Sometimes actually before they eat because you know that feeling like the when you get the munchies after you smoke and you have this real like this feeling like, oh, I want to eat so badly. Like they thrive off of that feeling, so they want to smoke before they eat, after they eat. Like it's a everyday um constant routine when it comes to smoking. Like literally, I have a friend I could think of off the top of my head, right? He smokes a lot. Like every time, we driving around, he smokes all the time in the car. Like it's a constant everyday thing. And literally with him, he smokes so much to the point where I feel like sometimes he forgets things, like he forgets like important things sometimes. Like we would have conversations on the phone, right? Like I'll call him on the phone like, yo, what's up, and I'll tell him something, and literally the next day or so we'll have another conversation and he'll completely forget everything I said. Like, not, all right, I'm not gonna say everything, but he forgets like important details. I'd be like, yo, I just talked to you about this the other day. He'd be like, yo, I dead forgot, bro. He don't be remembering like conversations we had like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, a day ago. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, like this is actually like, I'm not gonna say it's really a problem for him because he's like, I wouldn't say like comparing weed to like junkies or nothing like that, because people still functioning, people are very much okay. But I feel like it's like the like little things I just be noticing, like especially with him, that could be important for whatever reason. He might need to remember something, and him smoking so much, you know what I'm saying, him forgetting like these details and stuff is could be bad. Another thing with smoking, right? I feel like, you ever heard of this term, which I hear a lot, especially in New York. People be saying this term like, oh, this person looks smoked out. And pretty much like smoked out means like you ever just look at somebody and you can tell like, yo, this person smokes. Like it's very apparent. And I'm not gonna say people who are smoked out they look necessarily crazy or nothing like that, because it's not no like um it's not like somebody who does crack or somebody who does heroin and you can tell the effects of crack and heroin. Like you could really look at somebody and be like, yo, like you look crazy now, like what happened to you? Like, no, it's not like that. But you can just, like I said, you could just tell that this person smokes. Like they just look a little, the term smoked out pretty much. Like this is my cousin, I mean not my cousin, my bro's little sister, right? She's like 16, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. She's like, she does good in school. She's a nice, like, nice little girl. She does what she's supposed to do. But she smokes so much, bro. She smokes so much. And she's, like I said, she's 16, bro, right? She's 16. And if you looked at her, you could tell, like, oh my gosh, this girl is, she looks, smoked out. And mind you, she is a little girl, which I'm not saying, if you probably, if she laid off of it or whatever, she laid off of it, drunk her water and all that, she probably, I don't know I'm not saying smoking weed has some long-term effects, because you see a lot of famous people. Snoop Dogg, he smoked for many many years and he's healthy. A lot of people smoke for a very long time, long term, and they're fine. So I'm not saying like smoking weed has some long-term effects, but you just notice certain things, bro. Especially with what I said about people smoking, and it's an everyday routine. After they eat, before they go to work, before they do this, after they do this, before they to help them go to sleep. Like it's such a dependency. And I challenge somebody, if you smoke a lot, right? I challenge you to go a couple of days without smoking to see if you could do it. Because I'm not gonna lie, if you are consistently doing something and you can't really stop, like it's hard for you to stop, that's what you would call an addiction. And that could be with anything. It's not just, because like I said, it's not no anti-weed video at all. I'm not hating on people who smoke or nothing like that, because I smoke sometimes as well. So not no anti-weed video. But if I'm just being honest, anything could be an addiction. Like people, there's some people who have a eating addiction. They eat too much. They just love eating and they just constantly eat for whatever reason. Sometimes it's because they're depressed, or sometimes it's a habit they developed at a young age and they just like to eat. Some people play video games too much. Like it's a bunch of different things that could be an addiction. Because if you too much, I have this, I coined this saying. Well, I'm not gonna say it was me, but maybe I heard it from somewhere. But if too much of anything can be a problem. Too much of anything, like anything you do, if you do certain things, I mean, too much of getting money is not a problem. But I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, like with regular things, like if you're doing too much of that thing, more than likely it can be an addiction in your life. And I challenge people who do smoke, try to go a couple of days without doing it. Try to go a week without doing it. Try to go a month without doing it and just see how it makes you feel. Because I do feel like, in life, you can't let things have control over you. You gotta have, like, yeah, we do certain things, like we smoke, we drink, we like to watch TV, we like to, have fun. We use these different vices in life, but we can't have these vices have control over us. We gotta be the ones in control and be able to, like, you feel me, like, oh, like I use this or I do this, but I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? I don't need this thing. I dabble in it, I, mess around with it, but you should not need these things. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't have control over you, because that's when it could be a problem, you know what I'm saying? Because like I told you, with my friend who forgets things a lot, like he really be forgetting things, and I'm like, yo, that's scary, bro, because how you don't remember a conversation we had the other day, So it's like certain things like that. I'm not I don't know the scientific. I don't know the scientific proof of what weed addiction is. You can even be addicted to weed. Even though I do feel like you could be addicted to anything, but I'm saying I don't know if it has any crazy long-term effects that we don't know about. I don't know. I'm not saying that there is any, but what I'm trying to say is you should have control over anything that you do and use in life, bro. You should have the control over it. So I just feel like, just make sure, you know what I'm saying? Even with anything, this is not even just about just weed. Like, the point of this video isn't just about if, smoke weed or not, but it's also just for anything. Because even me, I feel like I have some addiction to certain things that maybe I'll share one day, but I be trying to, like, I struggle with it sometimes because I notice it. Like, I think a lot. So I noticed the thing that I was kind of doing and I tried to stop. I try to get off of it. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I, have a little relapse with it. So I be struggling with my little addictions too. So that's why I'm making this video, to tell people, like, yo, let's try to get a hold of this thing, because you don't want to let things have control over you. You want to have control over whatever you do. With anything, you need to be the controller of your life. So again, I challenge anybody who smokes weed to, even if you probably don't think it's an addiction for you, but let's see, if you smoke so much, you smoke like it's an everyday, every other day thing for you, try to cut off of it for like a couple of days or a week. Try it. Just, it can't hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Try it. So that's all I really wanted to say in this video. You know what I'm saying? Just bringing up that topic. Tell me what you think. Like, do you think you could be addicted to weed? Do you think it can be a problem for certain people, or just different people, and we don't, we might not know the different effects that it really might have on you? Let me know. But that's all I gotta say in this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.